Banganga ya Luambo, Franco. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino. That is the song that I'm translating, Lisanga ya Banganga. You know, for a long time, Franco, Luambo, Makiadi and Tabuley, Rochereou were viewed as sworn enemies. You know, because every time there was, for example, an artist crossing from TPOK Jazz to Afriza International or vice versa, there will be plenty of exchanges in what we normally call mbwakela, a case where a song is sung without naming names, but you would know exactly who it is that they are referring to. But in 1983, something very special happened, that Franco, Luambo, Makiadi and Tabuley, Rochereou came together and produced a number of songs, including this one that is called Lisanga ya Banganga. So Nganga is a witch. So therefore when you say Banganga, these are witches. So Lisanga ya Banganga means that it's a meeting, it's a union, if you will, of the witches. So, and because I've given you the profile of Tabuley and I've also given you the profile of Franco in my previous videos, I want to get straight into translating this for you. So they start by saying Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo Franco, the union of the witches, starting with Franco, Luambo, Makiadi. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou, the union of witches of Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino, and it's also the union of witches including Mavatiku, Michelino. And remember that Mavatiku, Michelino, Visi actually crossed over from Afriza to OK Jazz. Is a solo guitarist. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire is the union of witches, the singers from Zaire. Of course, Zaire is the former name for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Then Tabuley says Bana Zaire Bakutani na Porto, that the children from Zaire, from the Democratic Republic of Congo, have met in Europe. So Porto is actually Europe. Basangani Lisanga Babeta music. They've come together and the union is about playing music. They want to play music together. Bana Zaire Bayokani Lona Poto. Today, children or people from Zaire, the Democratic Republic of Congo, have agreed. But where have they done that? In Europe. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi is the union of witches, of singers. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo Franco is the union of witches, and if you talk about witches, you talk about Franco, Luambo, Makiadi. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou. If you talk about the union of witches, you're talking about Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino, the union of witches, including Mavatiku, Michelino, Visi. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire is the union of witches, the singers from Zaire. Batia tembe bandi makite. Then Tabuley says that those that had doubted could not quite believe it. Batali biso na miso bayoki, they've seen us with their own eyes and they have heard. Balobi bayoki, they talked, but now they've heard. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi is the union of witches, of singers, really. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo, Franco. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino. So I've already taken you through that. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi, Zaire. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi, Bana Zaire is the union of witches, the singers from Zaire. Esengona motema mama. Then Franco says it is so peaceful. He's so happy in his heart. Likamboliko kaki kosala mateo lelo lisalami. Something that could not have happened before has actually happened. Bamifiti bakangi monoko mama. Bamifiti bakangi monoko mama. You know, they are all surprised. They've actually even closed their mouths. They cannot say a thing. They are surprised. Lisanga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire. Lisanga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire is the union, is the coming together of singers from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Then it was, of course, called Zaire. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo Franco is the union of witches, Franco, Luambo, Makiadi. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou is the union of witches. The Tabuley, Rochereou is among them. Michelino, Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino is the union of witches, of musically speaking, and among them you have Mavatiku, Michelino, VC. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire is the union of witches, children, singers from Zaire, from the Democratic Republic of Congo. They've come together. Ebongaki esalamakala. This should have happened a long time ago. Tokomi mibange toyokani. You know, we have grown old, but we actually agreed in old age. This should have happened much earlier. That's now Franco saying of him and Tabuley, Rochereou. Tabuley. Okay, there's no problem, Tabuley. At least we have come together. Tosala mosala ebonga ya Zaire. So let us work the way we are supposed to work, the way Zaire expects us to work, really. Lisanga ya Bayembi mama. Lisanga ya Bayembi mama is the union of singers. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire. Balobaki kala tozalaki nde bambada. You know, they spoke a long time ago saying that we were enemies, that we were competitors, if you will, but enemies. Actually, Mbanda is more of an enemy or a rival. Zoka ne tozalaki bambanda ya miziki. And yet, we were, of course, just musical rivals, but we were not. There was nothing personal. Well, it was about our work, about our music. That's where we were rivals. Today we have met in Europe and we have agreed to work together. Tobeti miziki elengie. So we've played music, sweet music. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi is the union of the witches, the singers. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo, Franco. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi Bana Zaire. Koyoka na ezali mpeli kambo ya motema. And you know, agreeing to work together or agreeing to even do something together is actually, it comes from the heart. Tozali bana ya mboka moko. You know, we all come from the same country. We are all from the same country. But today we've been seen in people's eyes. People have actually seen us today. Kiambukuta azali pembeni na biso. Even Joski Kiambukuta Josex Londa is also just next to us. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi is the union of witches, of singers. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo, Franco. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku, Michelino. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi, Banazair. Then of course the song gets into 7, and this is actually being done by Visi Mavatiku on the solo guitar, but then of course there's always the Franco Makiadi with the second solo, what we normally call mi solo. Yeah, actually Tabuley says Visi, so Tabuley is actually acknowledging that the guy that is doing that solo guitar is actually Visi Mavatiku Michelino. Better Lindanda, play the guitar. Babi, so that they can dance. Okay, jazz na Afriza. You know, it's okay jazz and Afriza. Okay, jazz was the band for Franco Luambo Makiadi, and Afriza International was the band for Tabuley, Rochereou na Moi Tabu. He mentions Kiambukuta Joski Londa. So allow me to skip because of rights issues, so I just go straight to the lyrics again. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo, Franco is the meeting of witches. Franco Luambo Makiadi is among them. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley, Rochereou is the meeting of witches of Tabuley, Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Mavatiku Michelino is the meeting of witches where Mavatiku Michelino Visi is among them. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Bayembi Banazair is the meeting of the union of the witches, of singers from the Democratic Republic of Congo, but of course then it was called Zaire. Tokoki kolobanyoso mama, we can say everything. That's now Franco Luambo Makiadi. Topesa mokakozua na chika chika. We are giving it up to mokakozua and chika chika. Mwana avandi na poto akanisi. This child that stays in Europe, and he really thought and thought. Tosala Lisanga, and he thought that we should actually come together and form a union, you know. Lisanga ya Bayembi Banazair is the union of musicians from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Then it was called Zaire. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo, Franco is the union of witches of Franco Luambo Makiadi and Tabuley, Rochereou, and who else? Mavatiku Michelino Visi, but not just the three, but also Bayembi Banazair and all the other singers from Zaire, children that came from Zaire, who are together in a union to play music. Boinaki bisokala lelo bosuki. You know, you people really hated us in the past, but now you are finished. It has come to an end. Your hatred has come to an end. Why? Biso oyo toyokani, Ngai na Tabuley. We have agreed to work together. Me and Tabuley.
Tokotala nzela bokoleka lokola basonzo.
Total nzela bokoleka lokola basonzo. So we now want to see which route you will follow. You people behaving like leeches. So sonzo is actually a leech. This was not very kind of you, Franco Luambo Makiadi. Was it?
Lisanga ya bayembi bana Zaire.
Lisanga ya bayembi bana Zaire is the union of singers from Zaire.
Lisanga ya banganga ya bandoki mama.
Lisanga ya banganga ya bandoki is the meeting of witches. So Ndoki is somebody that can actually do a spell on you, you know, and witches are also people who practice witchcraft, you know.
Lisanga ya bayembi bana Zaire.
Lisanga ya bayembi bana Zaire is the union of singers from the Democratic Republic of Congo, but then it was called Zaire. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Tabuley Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Michelino. Now, if you're watching this channel for the first time, remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, leave a comment on what you feel I should do better. Make a request on which song you like me to translate for you. But importantly, share this video with family, with friends, and relatives. Lisanga ya banganga ya bayembi bana Zaire is the union of witches, musical witches from Zaire. Luambo bola lindanda ngana yemba. Luambo, play that guitar so that I can actually sing. Bola lindanda ngana bwaka lolaka. Play that guitar so that I can release my voice. So lolaka is actually voice. So play the guitar so that I can actually release my voice and sing as you play the guitar. Batobayoka batika tembea koyoka, so that people can hear, people can listen, and then stop this doubt that people can actually work together, people can agree to work together. Tosito yokani na mboka ya poto. We have actually agreed to work together, and this has happened in Europe. Lisanga ya Banganga ya bayembi Luambo, you know, it's the union of the witches of singers Luambo. Of course, he's referring to Luambo Luanzo Makiadi. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Luambo Franco. Tabuley Rochereou. Lisanga ya Banganga ya Michelino. Lisanga ya Banganga ya bayembi bana Zaire.